Hey guys, it's FifaRalle here and welcome back to Let's FIFA 16. It's episode 6 and in the last episode we did win Division 10 and yeah, I decided to go into the draft now because I do have my free draft token to enter the draft with, and I thought, you know what, let's do that and see how well we can do in the draft, maybe get a couple of coins in from the rewards we get, and then try and build a strong second squad for playing in Division 9. So my captain choice was sort of between Messi and Best, and I decided to go with Best for the simple reason that he got very similar stats to Messi, but he links up with everyone. And I thought that was obvious to go with him. And then we got Remy as a striker. We got a 4-star skiller Silva, but not really a player I was thinking of using in my final lineup. I could have gone with Witsel because he would have linked up with him. They were both in the Russian league. But I decided to go with Rakitic in the hopes of maybe getting a La Liga left wing. I could play in maybe Neymar, maybe Ronaldo. So I decided to go a little bit of La Liga here. We got Kovacic as well, linking up with Rakitic. Very good player to get. And then I got Pereiro, yet another La Liga player. So my midfield actually shaped up pretty alright. The only player not in full chemistry, of course, our left forward. Now on to the defense. Didn't really get any La Liga players, but I did get a couple of BPL players. And I thought to myself, that could maybe work out for me, play a bit of a BPL defense. I got Dan, who could get a strong link to Gibbs, but I decided to go with Van Dijk just for a little bit of extra pace on him. Dan seemed a little bit too slow for my liking. Walker in on the right back, and then I got the perfect choice in Cahill for my final centre back. And then we just need a goalkeeper, and no BPL goalkeeper for me. So I decided to go with the La Liga goalkeeper in the hopes that we might get more La Liga players that we could put into the defense. But going on to the bench, we got Beckowitz straight away, who would of course link up with Cahill and the rest of the BPL players. Now we got a lot of good right backs there from La Liga. Those Danilo, Carvajal and Alves, and I decided to go with Alves in the end. Just because he was the highest rated, and I thought he could maybe link up with Rakitic in our squad. We got a La Liga left back as well, not looking too good though. And then there was the choice between Sneijderlin and Costa there, and I thought Costa is not going to get into the starting lineup. We have Best. He could have been a super sub, but I decided to go for the French and BPL link up there instead in Sneijderlin. And then I got Paris, another choice I could have gone with, but Sissoko linking up with Sneijderlin. He was my choice because I was thinking if we go some BPL stuff and we do not get that good left winger, it might be wise to go with some of these French players. But then Ronaldo popped up, one of those players I was just hoping to get, and I got him. A very nice player to get, playing in on the left wing, can of course link up with Rakitic and a strong link to Kovacic. We also got a Bernat there in just for sort of a link up, but I started to get players that I couldn't really see fitting into my squad, and I decided to go Cassava here just for the French link up, maybe. But yeah, it was getting more and more tough with some of the choices. Here we do get a good choice though for La Liga centre back, something I was missing. Then I went for Sanchez as a super sub that could potentially substitute with Remy, or maybe you could play on the left wing and link up with the rest of our BPL stuff. And yeah, second final choice, nothing that could improve our squad at all. Trippier though, I decided to go with him, and finally I went with Johnson as my final player, but again, not really any good choices here in the end. So that was all the players I managed to get in my draft, and I decided to, you know what, try and play Ronaldo in. I was thinking that would probably be a good idea. I could play Ronaldo as a super sub, but I'd rather just have him in my starting 11 and just see if my starting 11 could sort of win the games, and if I was struggling, I could always substitute on a player like Sanchez, and then I wanted to start Ronaldo. Of course, it sacrifices Remy's chemistry a little bit. He's playing on 7, but that's still quite alright in my opinion. I think he'll do fine, especially with Best and Ronaldo around him. We do have a pretty strong attack, I mean. Then for the midfield, I decided to, of course, play Kovacic and Rakitic. I did, however, decide to change the midfield up a little bit as I went along here. I realized I could probably put a few more La Liga players into my side. So I added in Pereiro, and then I added in Abdenur on the centre back spot, and then I put in Alves as well. So sort of BPL up on the top in Remy, and then Best, and then BPL left back, centre back and goalkeeper, and the rest was pretty much La Liga. And I thought that actually looks pretty good. And Yeah, then super subs, probably Sanchez on as a striker. The other players will probably not replace anyone. So final thing to do was to get a manager, and we get a manager that gives a little bit of extra chemistry to Remy, so he's playing on 8 chemistry up on the top, which actually is pretty good. So we have everybody on full chemistry apart from Remy on 8, and then Abdenur playing on 7. But that is still pretty strong in my opinion. So that is our draft team, and we'll see how it does. We'll be trying out 1 game in the draft, and then we'll see how we do. And if we're able to win it, we'll maybe try and just play as many games as we can in the draft in the next episode. But yeah, we go into our first game, and I was feeling sort of confident with this squad, a whole lot better than the squad we've been playing with in divisions. And when I actually got into playing with this squad, it felt like I was playing with just a team of superheroes, basically. Well, it is high-rated players, so it makes sense, but it's just compared to the other team, it was so much better to play with the players I had in that draft team. And I came up against a team with not exactly the best chemistry, and yeah, we played 3-4 minutes. We found Pareo, and look at that. What a wonder goal to start it off with. This is a corner technique I've actually been using quite a bit when I've also been streaming and playing on my other account, and it just seems to work so well to go with the volleys outside the box. And here we get the first volley goal outside the box in the series here, and I thought that was a pretty nice goal. We get yet another very nice goal with Best, and as you can see, the thing I said with this being sort of a superhero team was just the shots were amazing. And the team felt so good to play with. We created a lot of chances here, some good shots. And here we play Best on through. A lovely little touch around the goalkeeper. He jumps over him. I tried for a bonus shot. I'm not too sure he can do it. And in the end, it's Best to score, make it 3-0. And yeah, that was pretty much the final thing of the game, because pretty much straight after this goal, my opponent did actually decide to pause the game and rage quit. But this was a very, very good first game in the draft. 3-0 and some pretty good goals all around. I was happy about that. And in the next episode, we'll be continuing in the draft, and hopefully we can maybe win the 2nd game or the 3rd game, and if we're lucky, we can maybe win the 4th game. I don't know, but at least getting 1 win ensures us getting somewhat of a better prize than just losing straight away. So we'll see how we do in the next episode. But for now, we're going to end it off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.